So it finally happened.
Are we recording?
We're recording.
What happened?
I'm 50.
Woo, woo. 50 years old is insane to me.
It is crazy. We'll talk more about
But
it.
50 is the new.
30?
We'll see.
So let's hope 50 is the new 30 because I'm there. I'm there, people.
We have talked about this before, and I talked to other people about it. But 50 today is completely different than our parents when they turned 50 years old.
Yeah, I think so.
I mean, there's no thinking to it. It's absolutely different. They said, why is that? Is it because of social media? Is it because, both men and women work in all the households now? Like, what's the deal with that? Well, what is the number one reason you think that is?
Um, I think.
I think it's probably women's equality as much as anything else. There's been this huge push for women's equality for the last, let's just call it 20 years.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that with that becomes, women can talk about their sexual preferences more openly now. Women can, dress how they want to dress now without being judged. I mean, obviously the judgment still happens, but you know what I'm saying. It's not like it was, 30, 40, 50 years ago. So the other thing is, Vegas will bet on anything. I think we need to start a bet like, what do you call it? Where we have money being bet on how long it takes Lincoln to ring the doorbell downstairs when we start this, and
Is
then
that where you were going with that?
No, for him to jump up in my lap or try to get in your lap, one of those. Every single time, but he did have to go this time, so good call. I'm glad you saw what he was doing, and I was able to go down there.
I was like, whoa, gotta stop this.
Yep.
Okay, so you were saying that 50 is the new 30.
Yes.
And you think it's because of women's rights?
Empowerment, I would say.
Empowerment, okay.
Movement. Rights is not. Women have had rights for years. I mean, well before our parents, or I guess so. Maybe not.
Right,
Hell, I don't know.
It really is not that far.
I need to take a history lesson on that.
Not
but
really.
I think it's much more accepted for women to, put themselves out there. Whereas when our parents or when we were growing up, we just didn't see that as much. I don't think.
I think too the yeah.
If I had to knock it down to one thing.
Okay.
That's.
I think it's I don't know how to wrap this up, but I would say something with the health industry, the beauty, probably the beauty industry.
There you go.
It's the beauty industry because women are now wanting to do everything they can to look younger, feel younger,
That's a good point.
younger.
I didn't think about that.
And I don't think our parents spent the money on themselves to do that.
Yeah, I actually like your answer better than my answer. Can
I
go back and change?
No.
When I said empowerment, really what I was talking about. No, but you're right. I think it's probably both of those things. But 50 nowadays absolutely feels completely different. So
it does. I was thinking
you
about
look
that.
great. You look great for any age, but you look particularly great for 50 years old.
Thank you. Well, I have had a few. Like I've had some since we started the podcast. Since we ended and then came back, I have started doing lip filler.
Yeah.
And I have started
BSLs, boy, they're looking good
on Botox because when I was watching I was doing a lot of videos. Like we were doing videos. I was doing some videos of my own, and it was really in pictures smiling. When I smiled, like my lip would just disappear, like it would just completely be gone. It was folding under. It was so thin anyway, and it was really impacting how I felt about myself. And so I was like,
you always did comment on that. That's crazy. And what's crazy is, and I apologize for my casual look today. I had on jeans and my boots and everything earlier, but it's just more comfortable once I get here. So, but it's fun because you always said that about your lips, and I never really noticed it. And then now that you've had your lips done and you show a side by side comparison, I'm like, damn, I'm like, you didn't have lips. I mean, it's crazy how much of a difference it makes. So, but I think that the lady you go to over in, is it Beaufort or wherever? Brunswick, yeah.
No filter. Shout out No Filter Aesthetics in Brunswick.
If y'all want to sponsor us, you can. Yeah. We have 5,000 downloads. No, but she does a really, really good job, in my opinion, of keeping you natural looking, talking to you and talking through it and not trying to do too much too fast. Because I think you guys, the first time you went, she said, look, we're going to put some stuff in your lips, but we're not going to overdo it. And then I think the second time she was like, I think you could probably afford to do a little bit more, which she's done. Looks very, very natural, looks very good, but not overdoing it at this point. I think
Yeah.
that she kind of stays to that within
And
reason.
she's used, she's used a ton of products too, so she knows like what's going to work for one person versus the next. And so we're using I think a product that's maybe a little thicker. He wants to get down. That's what he's doing. Yes, she's great. She was very upfront. She said, "Listen, with thin lips can be." What did she say the other day? Something about thin lips can be beautiful, but big lips, they can be fabulous. Something along those lines. But she was very upfront with me. And okay, you have very thin lips, so it's going to take some time because we're going to have to build some height and then be able to try to build some plumpness, some depth.
And we've also learned that Botox is no longer the appropriate word. You just call
It's
it
just
tox,
yes.
because Botox is an actual brand.
Yes.
It's kind of like a Coke. I want a Coke, even
Yeah.
though you're not really saying
Yeah.
Coke. It's kind of like that.
And I have done Botox in the past. I've done Tox in the past, but I had not done it in probably almost
Yeah.
5 years.
Yeah.
And I've had my lips done before, but I feel like this is the first time where I really feel like I'm getting my money's worth.
Yeah, and there's a level of consistency that
Yes.
you've had a little bit to, which, based on your human design, sometimes
Yes.
is a challenge
It
for
is a
you.
challenge
So,
for me sometimes.
so tell us about this trip to
I am
Brunswick.
consistently inconsistent.
Yeah, tell us about this trip to Brunswick.
Oh my god. Okay, so
How many blondes does it take? No.
so I go with a friend, and we had another friend that wanted to go as well. Well,
Are we not naming? This is the first episode. We're not naming names.
I don't know. Okay, sure.
We're not saying anything bad.
I go with Renee. Renee is the one that took me the first time, and so like to hold my hand or whatever and meet everybody down there. And so then Tasha needed to get stuff done, so it was time for me to go. They were going. We happened to like schedule all the same day so we could go together. And Tasha has an electric Hummer.
A new one. I mean, she just got it.
Yeah, had just gotten it, and so
Had only driven it around town locally.
I think she'd had about a month or
Okay.
so.
Okay.
And so, she was still getting familiar with it and whatever. And we're like, okay, cool. This is not, this is fine. She's like, it'll be good. It'll be completely charged. We'll get down there. And then there is a Buc-ee's in Brunswick. So all we'll do is go there, charge it. And while it's charging, we'll just go like kind of tool around Buc-ee's.
And she assumed that because the Buc-ee's here has charging stations.
Yeah, I mean,
okay.
I think that is a good assumption. And so we get down there, cool, and we're looking for a place to charge it. And she's like, well, it really would be nice if we could find a place to charge it where we're just eating, and we were going to eat at the Cheddar's right there. I looked, it ended up being there was a charging station at the Cheddar's. So we pull around back, and she's trying to hook up to it, and it doesn't hook up to it. So the charging station there at Cheddar's was not working. And oh my goodness, weird. This is ridiculous. If you guys are watching YouTube, this is silly. Okay, so then we're like, okay, we eat anyway and mess around. We go to the TJ Maxx there, and then we're fixing to head home, but it's time. We got to get this car charged. And so we go to the Buc-ee's. And we go to the Buc-ee's, and we drive all the way around it. No freaking chargers. No car chargers at Buc-ee's. And I assume that they eventually will. They just aren't there yet because it's a pretty new Buc-ee's. It's been built recently. And so we're like, okay, so now what? Definitely did not have enough charge to get home. And so Renee gets on her phone and she looks and she finds Tesla chargers, which is typically probably what, Tasha uses anyway. And so we go to the charging station, and it's hilarious because there's like 8 of them. There's like 8 or 13 of these chargers.
8 or 13.
8 or 13 charges. And there's a Tesla at like every single one of them. And here we pull up in this big ass Hummer to back in to charge it. And first of all, like, she has this charging thing. It's like an adapter that she has to keep in the car and pulls it out. And it's like bigger than your cup right there.
Wow.
Like, it's huge.
Yeah.
And she pulls it out and she hooks it all up and gets it set up. Well, her battery on this Hummer it is the entire length of the Hummer, she said.
Oh, wow.
The battery is. So, like, it probably takes a good even on a fast charging dock, it's like 45 minutes to an hour to charge. And these little Teslas, they look like they're charging in like 20 or 30 minutes, maybe max. We pull up though. Here was the first sign though. We pull up and I see people sitting there while their cars are being charged and they're watching movies. And I was like, oh, this is not good. And then one woman pulls her book out and I'm like, okay, we're gonna be here a minute. So she messes around with that. Well, she can't get her card. Like the card that was on there, it's the wrong card, and it's this whole rigmarole to get her card changed on there and get on that. So finally all that happens. I would say at least an hour, because we didn't even try to charge it full. We would charge to like 52%, which was the amount of...
Just to get home.
We calculated how many miles it was going to take us to get home.
Girl math.
They did the charge. And we didn't want to stay there, for longer than that. So she charged to like 52%. That was the rules are basically, there's some minimum you have to get to. So anyway, and so she did that, and we're like, okay, cool, we've got enough miles to get home. Well, we're riding home, and her map, Renee put her address in, but it kept taking us to like just an hour and a half away, and we're like, what is going on? But we're like, whatever, it's going the same direction, so we just follow it. And when we get to where the map is taking us, we realize it was taking us to the next charging station on the way home. And we're like, we're good. We've got, it was like...
Famous last words.
It was like 60 miles to get home, I think, or maybe 55 miles to get home. And we had, according to her battery, 60 miles of charge left.
Wow.
And so we're kind of going, and Renee's like, I don't feel good about this. You need to turn around right now and go charge.
Did y'all cut off the air, the radio, the everything?
No, I mean, we were not thinking about that.
Jeez,
so we find that charging station, thankfully, after a lot of back and forth, because Tasha didn't think it was going to work. And
this tells me we will never have a fully electric vehicle, by the way.
First of all, when she went to the first charging station and pulled out her credit card, I said, hold up. You mean you got to pay for this energy? I thought that was the whole point of an electric car. But you got to freaking pay for the electric.
Yeah.
That blew my mind. I was 49 years old when I realized that.
But that's fair though, because in your mind you're thinking, well, that's why people go away from a gas vehicle. They don't have to buy gas.
Right.
If you're at home, obviously, it just is part of your electric bill, and allegedly it doesn't take your electric bill up that much. However, I refuse to believe that. But
so we get to the second charging thing, and we're like, okay, well, we didn't think we were going to get it to work. She couldn't get it. The adapter wasn't working because it has like two sides. It's like a pump thing. And on the one, it wouldn't work. And Renee was like, try the other one. I think the other one, blah, blah, blah. Well, she hooks it up to the other one, and it worked. Well, so then she hooks it up, and it's like, okay, well, this one's through like Georgia Power. And she doesn't have an account with the Georgia Power thing. So she's got to go in and like, it wants her to fill out. It's not just a,
plug and play.
Yeah, plug and play. And so, but when she's trying to figure this out, I see on the screen, it's like tap here. And I was like, tap it, just tap it, just tap it. Well, she couldn't tap it. You know why? Because her freaking bank card is not a tap card. And I'm like, oh my God.
First of all, it's 2025. Don't say the name of the bank.
I'm not.
Don't say the name of the bank.
So I get out. I'm like, I got it tapped. So I take my phone over there and I'm tapping it. And it starts to go through. And then it like cuts off. And as soon as it cuts off, almost instantly, I'm like, what's going on? So I'm trying it again. And while I'm trying it again, you're calling me. Or texting me.
Because I'm getting notifications.
Because you're getting notifications apparently about $75 blah, blah, blah. I'm like, just approve it. Please approve it so we can get home. We need energy. Please approve this bill. And so you finally approve it. It finally goes through. Yada, yada. We sit there for another, I don't know, 30 minutes, maybe more, because at that point we needed we had calculated how many miles we had
to Renee's.
To Renee's.
And I know that to Renee's because you said, I'm going to need you to come pick me up at Renee's because we only have just enough miles to get to Renee's house.
Right.
Now, bear in mind, Renee literally lives 6 miles from us at the most.
We calculated it again, and we're like, okay, we need to charge just to 22%, and then we can leave.
Jeez.
And of course, at this point in time, it's like
9 o'clock.
It's like 7 o'clock at night at this point. And we thought we probably would have been home by I don't know. We probably thought we would have been home by 6, and
Well, they
still,
got y'all both in there. I mean, y'all all three got in there in a timely manner.
No,
y'all left the house at 6:30, got home at literally 9, I think.
It was 8. It was late. So
okay.
we so we finally get the charge up to like 21%, and we get back on the road, and then her husband, he's like, well, yeah, you have to account for, it being dark now, and the lights are running, and all y'all having your phones hooked into chargers.
There's more than one person in the car.
More than one person in the car, and all this stuff, and we're like,
girl math again.
Didn't think about all that.
Girl math again.
So, needless to say, we were kind of joking around, and we're joking around with the husband about it or whatever, and we're like, guaranteed, when we get home, this car is gone. There's no way that she keeps this car, that he has her keeping this car, with how much trouble we had getting home from this destination. And sure enough, the next week, I was like, so you still got your car? And she's, nope.
Traded it in.
She's like, I can't be having my gorgeous friends riding around with me when I don't know how to work my own car.
Gas vehicle only next time. So we were in the process of buying a car too, and I was pretty certain I saw Tasha the next day up at the dealership, and there was a Hummer right there, and there was a blonde girl sitting on the curb, and I was like, I guarantee that's Tasha. It turns out it wasn't Tasha, but I knew you said she was like, I'm getting rid of this thing. And so, like you said, I think day 2, 3 days, she went and got a gas guzzler SUV. So
anyway, it was funny. And
I told Annie, I said, y'all need to make a TikTok. How many blondes does it take to charge an EV? But
no, you were like, I was like, how many big boobed blondes,
big lips,
lipped women does it take to charge an SUV?
So I'm glad y'all got back, but yeah, that was a long day. I would have been cussing and everything, so it's probably good I didn't go.
It's definitely good that you
Which I don't know why I would go to that trip anyways, but
you wouldn't. But anyway, it was.
Well, good. So your lips look great. Your tox looks great.
Thank you.
You're going back to get your tox soon, I think, too. Anyways, right? Touch up or whatever.
Yeah, I'm gonna go like middle of January because we have the wedding. Have we? I don't even know.
I don't think. No, they weren't engaged when we stopped last.
Oh my God, this is.
Were they even dating when we had our last episode? Because I mean, it's been a while. It's been a while.
It has. Okay. Yeah.
So Jackson's fiance Ashley.
Jackson got engaged.
It's not been that long.
I think. I don't know if that was before we stopped or not.
There's no way. We stopped so many months ago.
Anyway, Jackson's engaged. And he and Ashley are getting married in February, and they want to get married in February because they want to go to Wyoming, Jackson Hole, Wyoming for honeymoon. And so it's coming up very quick. And yeah, I need to go get a little touch up in late January. So I
think I'm going to color my hair for that too.
No.
Cover up these grays.
No, absolutely not. No. I just looked at some pictures through that little book. That
the
Katie
worst.
Gave
it's
me.
the worst. I know you told me. I know you told me. I know my barber told me, but just looking back, I'm sitting here thinking
nobody could tell you anything.
All the people that I work with, I bet they clowned on me behind my back. Sure. I bet they were like, "What in the fuck is he doing?"
You actually need to post one of these pictures. Yeah. And you need to ask that. But okay.
For all y'all that worked in claims with me, which one of y'all was talking shit about me? Because I looked a hot mess. But anyway, that's actually I'm gonna do that.
So dark. It was so dark.
Yeah, it looked bad.
Yeah, I'm glad that you're not doing that anymore.
So.
Yeah, I got to get my hair done because I've gone a very long time without getting my hair done, and my roots are really, that gray is coming through heavy. So, yeah, there's so much to talk about. So we did so much this summer. We went on our cruise. I think we were talking about going on the cruise. We were excited to go on the cruise. The cruise did not disappoint, y'all. We went on Norwegian. We went on Aqua, the ship Aqua.
Which is the brand new ship to them.
It was a brand new ship to their fleet. And it was great. Like the best part to me was the shows. Like they were freaking top notch. They had a full on Price is Right. And when I say full on, I'm talking they had an actual Price is Right wheel. A full
it was like the game.
It was
actually, I mean, it was a little scripted, but outside of that.
Okay. And can we talk about how paranoid you were?
I don't care.
At the Price is Right game. Why? Sir, excuse me.
What?
Why were you so paranoid at the Price is Right game?
So I had this leather duffel bag, I pulled some stuff out of the leather duffel bag. And so I went to this game, and I was feeling a little paranoid. And
you gotta say,
no, I don't have
yes,
to.
you do.
I don't have to.
Oh my god.
So anyhow, I was feeling a little paranoid, and I literally could not enjoy the Price is Right because I was so scared that they were going to call my name, which, by the way, was John on this cruise because, they want your driver's license. And so I couldn't enjoy it because I was scared, and they always asked what people did, when you get down there. And the only thing that kept going through my mind is, A, I'm going to fall down these stairs on my way down there, or it's going to take me 25 minutes to get there because of how slow I'm going to be moving. And then B, the only other thing I thought they were going to ask me what I did, and I would not have been able to clearly say what I did. And I was
wouldn't have been able to say realtor?
From Middle Georgia. I was so scared that my career was going to be over with because I was so paranoid. So anyhow, they're going through the show. I don't like it. I'm not happy. I'm trying to enjoy myself, but I was so scared. And then at one point towards the end of the show, they called somebody John something. I can't remember what the last name was. But when they said John, I guarantee you I had just white just come over my face. I was scared to death. I was like,
ridiculous.
So anyhow, it was John somebody else. And I don't know if, it was pretty scripted. I mean, you could tell, but I don't know if the names being called were scripted.
I don't think so.
I think that part seemed to be kind of legit.
You're saying scripted as in the comedian, the guy that was the host.
Yeah.
Like he kind of had the same probably jokes that he has every single time.
And let's be honest, the wheel rang $1 bill 3 times in a row.
Yeah,
I mean,
true.
I've never seen that happen before.
I mean, I don't know. It could happen.
3 separate times with 3 separate people.
And maybe it's just the weight of the wheel.
It is. And there's somebody with a remote control stopping the weight of said wheel to make sure it stopped. So anyways, it was great. They had a Prince tribute night that was really
so
good. And they had a Stevie Nicks tribute,
was really good.
which was really good.
My also favorite part was the 80s and 90s.
Yeah, the little club part. Yeah.
That was so fun. The after party or whatever you want to call it, dance party.
Yeah.
The dance party was a lot of fun. They played. I needed that entire playlist. Like, give me that playlist.
Yeah.
That's like the playlist of my youth, and I loved it.
So I have been on 2 cruises now. One was Carnival and one was Norwegian. And I'm willing to give props to whichever cruise line wants to sponsor us. I will speak favorably upon that.
Listen,
cruise
you've
line.
got a cruise you're going to be taking this year, babe.
No, but the Norwegian cruise line was it was really. I mean, it was a brand new boat too, but the rooms were nice. It was spacious. The layout was awesome. They had a lot of good stuff. So.
The one show even had acrobatics, like
aerial
acrobatics.
Yeah.
It was almost like a Cirque du Soleil type of thing. It was just it was absolutely incredible.
Yeah.
Those were incredible.
So why are we taking a cruise later this year? Remind the audience what you signed us up for.
Because I was left by myself and to my own devices. When I called the Hilton, because I had booked a room and I was trying to make sure we got our points for it, they were like, do you mind doing a survey or whatever, and I was like, sure. And then it turned into, where do you like to go, and where would you like to visit? And
today is your lucky day.
Right, you can get these two.
Your caller number
vacations.
112.
All you got to do is pay the taxes or whatever it is, and so I'm like, sure. And so, yeah, we got a trip to New York, and we have a cruise that we've got to go
Can't
on.
wait to see these accommodations.
And the catch, though, is we do have to do one of those.
Show, like, you sit through, like, a 4-hour presentation.
Timeshare thingy.
And then they're going to... I'm going to have to
it's
be...
It's not going to be 4 hours.
I'm going to have to be the one to say no.
I will also say
I'm not
no.
that great at that. So, we'll see.
Well, I only said yes because I knew you would be great
No,
at that.
No, it's not going to be good.
It was going to be good.
If it's going to be a timeshare, I can easily walk away. And if I end up booking with the timeshare, I can always call the guy on the radio who gets people out of timeshares because he's good at it, apparently. Although he reminds you he's not an attorney. He doesn't have to be an attorney to help you get out of a timeshare.
Okay, good. Well, I'm not anticipating us purchasing a timeshare for whatever, Hilton. I don't even know how this works. But anyway, I need to get on top of that and find that email somewhere and figure that out.
Yeah, because if not, it may expire.
Can I just say, I feel like Fred and Ethel are doing well. And for those of you that don't know, Fred and Ethel are my plants that we got when we went to the plant store in
Plant and
Macon.
Ivy or Ivy.
Fig and
Fig-
Ivy and Fig and Ivy and Fig.
Ivy's in the name
Really
somewhere.
should know this.
Yeah.
I think we talked about going there. I think
Yeah.
we did have
So we made the hanger things.
Yeah, we made
whatever
the
those are
macrame,
called.
the macrame
yeah.
hangers.
Yeah.
And those are the 2 pots that I picked, and those are the plants. And Fred and Ethel have made it for at least 5 months, I would say, at this point.
Fig and Ivy Plant Shop.
Yeah, I'm very happy that they have survived.
How do they survive?
Because you are an amazing plant dad.
Jeez, man. I'm like, bro, you literally have one job.
I know.
All you got to do is put a pan of water, sit them in there for about an hour and a half, 2 hours, and you do that once a week. You can't even do that.
I know.
And so I come up here and you're like, oh, they look so raggedy, which then I feel forced to go down there and take care of them.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, you do it in this little voice, like, oh, they look so raggedy, which means I know Kent's going to take care of them for me. You know what? I'm tired of it. If you can't take care of, I have a whole plant system down there I got to take care of. I got fish I got to take care of. I got hummingbird to take care of during the spring and summer.
You can't put that on me. And you know what? I feel like that needs champagne.
We need a champagne bottle.
I need a champagne actual pourer right here. I need just it coming out of the tap.
Don't tempt me with a good time.
And champagne actually came out of the wall right here. That would be phenomenal.
You know, they make these drink machine things.
That's what we should do.
If we
with
had
the
one right
dining
here
room.
and I can put my Moscow Mule and it just fills it up for me.
Oh my God,
that's a write-off.
goals. That is goals.
That's not goals, that's a write-off.
We don't need the dining room anyway. Let's turn the dining room into a
little bar. We've talked about that.
Office. We could podcast in the bar. Let's do that, and then let's add.
It'll feel like Andy.
Things like that on tap. Yes.
It'll feel like Andy,
yes.
and we can get the machine that makes your drinks for you.
Okay. And that way we can have guests.
Where are we going to sit for Thanksgiving and Christmas when we have family over?
We'll
figure that out.
Okay.
Later. I like that idea.
I like that idea too. Let's do that.
All right, I'm going to go order one of those machines tonight.
I feel like we have also, you know what we haven't talked about?
What?
I don't know how long we've been going either. Let me check that out real quick. Oh,
jeez, of course.
Because I don't want to go. I'll cut this part out, but 28 minutes.
Yeah.
I don't want to go.
And there'll be parts to cut out of that.
Yeah,
anyway,
too often long. He's cracking me up like he's showing his butt to the audience.
We know he's got a pretty big butthole. we had this family picture. We had family pictures taken, and we did the one where all the family's walking away.
We did family pictures with all the dogs, so the kids' dogs and our
kids
dogs.
were in there with us. So anyhow, we get it printed. I don't know how big, 4 foot wide or whatever. And we open it up, we set it down there, and I start laughing. And Annie's like, "What are you laughing at?" I said, Lincoln's butthole. And Annie was like, I noticed the same exact thing right when they put the picture up. It's not, I'm making it out to be worse than it is, but it is noticeable.
It's very noticeable.
But it was funny to me that was the first thing I noticed. And
it's
it was
the first thing I
noticed.
noticed.
First thing you
I'm
noticed
like,
too, so.
God, I'm going to have to take a little paint and just kind of go over that a little bit so it's not so noticeable. Because that's...
Put a little sparkle to it.
No, my God. So, okay, so we went to... We did so many things. I'm just trying to hit the highlights. We went to Texas.
Yeah.
Aggies. Go Aggies. We are two.
Wait. Did we talk about why we went to Texas?
No, I don't think we
let's
have.
hit on that.
Yeah, that was a great trip.
Yeah.
So we have friends that have a son who is in the Corps Cadet at Texas A&M. And they were like, "Hey, we're gonna go out and catch a game and go see Rylan. Do you guys want to go?" And we're like, we just got back from the cruise, and we were all high on life, and we had done the TikTok that says "fuck it, book it."
Yeah.
And so, Christy sends it at 10 o'clock at night, and I think you were already snoring over there, and I was like, "Fuck it, book it." Yeah. And so I booked it. I'm like, "Yeah, we're in." And so that was a ton of fun. We went to Texas in late August, I think.
So A&M is part of the SEC now, obviously, for a few years, and obviously we're big Georgia fans. So it felt a little like cheating on the dogs, but if you ever have an opportunity to go to College Station for a football game, you absolutely need to make it happen because it is an entire experience. Now, that being said, I'm glad we went with someone whose kid is in the Corps Cadets because... the rituals and all the stuff that they do is just unbelievable. But there's just so much history behind it that if you've got somebody there with you that can kind of help explain it to you and kind of so they do this what they call midnight yell the night before, where I'm guessing there was probably 10,000 people
I would think
in the
so.
stands when you do that. But the senior corps, they go down there and they're kind of leading people in the chants and the cheers and all that stuff, and they tell you story. So they tell these stories, and it's just like a whole thing. And then when you go to the game, the next day, obviously everyone's tailgating and walking around and all this other stuff. But then the different corps, the different cadets, I don't really know the proper way to say it. They're like all over the place, and there's different groups of them and different levels and all this other stuff. And they all have their tradition, from the freshmen having to run through the crowd screaming to the big cannons going off and everything else. And so just that pregame experience is like nothing I've ever experienced before. And then of course you get to the game, and the student section, I think A&M has the biggest student section in the country. They oversell the stadium, and it's standing room only where the students are at. And so, the white tiles and all that stuff you see on TV, it's legit because all these students are standing room only. They do not sit down the entire game. But what I found to be fascinating was at halftime, which is normally when people go get drinks to the bathroom and all this, I bet that there was no less than a dozen people left their seats. The entire crowd stayed glued where they were at because the band, again,
they are phenomenal. There are two bands. One is the best damn band in the land. I have to say Ohio State band because they dot the I, and that's a huge tradition. And then Texas A&M.
Yeah.
Like, these two bands are freaking amazing. And seeing Texas A&M in person, the way that they were like weaving into each other and like
so fast, and everyone knew it. I mean, they were so precise. But the point being is, like, this is the only place I've ever been where I feel like college football takes a second place to something. And to me, college football took a second place to everything that was going on there.
I think so too.
And it just happens to be that they've got a great football team, which is great, for the SEC and their school and everything else. And, they've made it to the playoffs, so it'll be interesting to see what happens there. But it was such a cool experience. And I've never been one where I'm like, hey, I've got to have this stadium on my bucket list or anything like that. I just have never been like that. But having experienced that, I can say if you are someone who is like that, College Station has to be one of your places. And
really take the time to research all the traditions of the corps and the different things.
The
because
cheers
the midnight yell, what he's talking about, they don't have cheerleaders. They have yell leaders, and the yell leaders are the ones that are down there, and they literally are leading the cheers, the chants. They're not cheers, the chants. And that's what you're learning that night before is the midnight yell is for them to, it's kind of a pep rally, but they're also teaching you the yell. So you're going through all the yells, and the way that they do these yells is through hand signals, like, because obviously you can't hear them. So they do these different, arm, hand signals, stomping, all this stuff. And it's so freaking cool. And like the walk in, so like if you think about the dog walk that happens where the football team, is walking into the stadium and people are gathered watching. So I don't know if Texas A&M does that with their football team, but they do it with the cadet, and that's called lead-in, I think is what it is.
That sounds right, yeah.
Christy will have to let me know, but they line up first of all, and then all the different
groups, factions, whatever they're
called. And then they literally lead in, and they all march. They march to the stadium, and it's super cool. And everybody's lined up watching them, waiting for them, recording them.
And we got to see Rev.
And their band, yes. Yeah. And Miss Rev.
She might be one of the prettiest dogs I've ever seen.
Miss Rev is so beautiful. She is the best trained dog ever.
She got nothing on you.
She literally, there is a I don't know if it's a yell leader or a corps cadet that's assigned.
Like a dog handler.
Mm-hmm,
yeah.
Her dog handler. And she goes to class with these. She goes home on vacations when they're out of school and stuff with this person. If they can get her to bark in class, then class is dismissed. Like that's a thing.
But that's
a
similar to
tradition.
the traditions
Yeah,
we're talking about.
it's so. And you know what? She only has one eye. She lost an eye. She had some sort of disease,
Cancer or something.
and
yeah,
they had to take.
They have a patch on her now.
In our game, she came out. That's the first time they ever came out with, because
The
they
patch.
came up with all these memes. There were memes everywhere saying Miss Rev like had a patch on
Are
her
you
eye.
sure we didn't talk about this? Because I feel like we talked about the weight of the suitcase on the podcast.
We haven't had the podcast since then, babe.
Okay. Well, we need to talk about the weight of the
We do
suitcase.
need to talk about the weight of the suitcase.
Um,
But it was really exciting to go, and we got, went all out. I got t-shirts, and wore something cute, and you wore one of John's shirts, and so we were fully in.
and I now have boots, so when I go back to College
Yes.
Station, your boy's gonna be wearing some boots.
Yes.
I might even have some different ones by then
And
too.
what I really liked about their stadium is the fact of the areas up top where we were, that you literally could just stand up there and watch the game. You didn't have to actually be in your seat if you didn't want to. Like it had some open areas where you could do that. Where I feel like at Georgia, you can't do that.
Yeah, it's harder too for sure.
But yeah, so on the way out there, of course, we try to pack in one?
Yeah, we did. We did pack in one.
Mistake number one is we tried to pack in one suitcase, and number two,
we did. You just packed too much. That's all there is to
but
it.
I didn't. I had one outfit that I didn't wear.
So it was a 50-pound limit. We get there. I pick it up before we leave.
This is in Atlanta.
I thought we weighed it, and I thought maybe it was like 52 pounds
But
or something.
okay, the way that you weigh this suitcase is
It's a little challenging. It's a little challenging.
I said I was going to get one of those things you put on the suitcase
Yeah,
and
like a
hold
hook,
it,
like a fish.
because the way this man tries to,
I don't know how else to do it.
he
I put it on flat,
puts
and then I lift it up real quick, and they just try to see what the number is.
Yes.
So anyways, I think we came in at like 51, 52 pounds or something, but I'm like, man, surely they'll give it to us.
No, it's like 55 pounds. We were 5 pounds over.
Oh, shit.
And
Well, that's what
so-
the real weight was. Is
Right. Okay, yes. Okay.
Probably when I lifted it up, it lost 3 pounds real quick.
Probably. So you thought it'll be fine. We'll get past it. Well, we get
Yeah.
up there, they weigh it. It's 5 pounds over,
Yeah.
and they're like, "No, you're gonna have
No
to
budget.
pay."
No budget.
And I'm like,
$100.
No, babe.
Sorry. You take a little bit to get to your
Right, because I'm like, I have to
storytelling.
prove the
Your
point
storytelling. Okay.
of the fact of, I'm like, no, Kent, let's
Okay.
take something out. John and Christy, we can put it in there.
That's fair.
What-
But they had already checked it. They
carry-on.
had already, yeah.
But they were like, we could put it in our carry-on.
But then we would have had to open stuff up. I was like, you know
he's
what?
like, don't worry about it.
Yeah.
I think you were confused. I think you
I
didn't
was.
understand what she was saying as far as how much it was going
Right.
to be. And I'm trying to be like, no, I don't think you understand. You're like, it's fine, it's fine. You were irritated.
Hold
at
on.
this
To
point.
my defense, I think we had already paid either 40 or 60 to check the bag.
Yeah.
And then she said 100. And I was like, okay, an extra $40, whatever. It's not worth my time to unpack. And I said, just put it up there. Come to find out, it was an extra 100. So it was like $160 for this bag. And of course, I'm like, YOLO. You know what I mean? Like,
So you were pissed.
At that point, I mean, it's like, God darn it, what the, so anyhow. And I think it was only like, because it was like such an easy fix. Like, we just taken 2 bags, it would have been perfectly fine, but that's neither here nor there. So, anyways, we get there, we do the trip, yada, yada, yada. Well, we're going to one of these stores they have down there the next day, and Annie has
we already knew on the way back we were going to have to purchase something to
backpack or something. So we go to the A&M store, and they have a reusable grocery bag, which we use reusable grocery bags for everything. So we're like, well, let's get one for Rev. We'll stuff it however we can. But the funniest part, and I would have given
I wish we had video.
Oh my God, had we videotaped this would have been amazing.
All 4 of us are sitting there waiting to see.
Christy, John, we're like huddled up. And the lady like checking us out was looking like, what's wrong with y'all? So anyhow, we put it up there, and it rang up as 48.5 pounds. And I'm talking about, we went ape shit. All 4 of us, without hesitation, were like jumping up and down. Of course,
giving high fives.
Yeah, the lady at that point realized what was going on. And so she's like cracking up, laughing at us and stuff. But I was like, the level of excitement that we got over this, 48.5 pound bag was just, it was insane. But then I did some girl math, and I said, okay, well, we paid $100 extra. We didn't have to pay on the way back. So it's basically like $50 extra each way. So it didn't seem too bad.
It's not girl math. Well, I suppose that's girl math.
That's 100% girl math. The same way $399 is $300 in girl math.
All right.
But anyhow, so it was a great trip. I'm glad we booked it. Georgia goes out there in 27.
Mm-hmm.
We've already got some other friends. We're already going to plan on getting a big Airbnb out there and get some tickets to the game. So we're excited. My boot game is going to be strong by then. But they do have this boot company out there, and I can't remember the name of to save my life.
It's their sponsor, and it's the same boot.
It's a big name.
It's Casey or something like that.
Yeah. But
they're the ones that provide the boots for
the Dallas Cowgirls.
Yes.
Yeah. So anyhow, they're not cheap. They sponsor the stadium and all this other stuff. And I might change my mind between now and then.
Luke Casey.
Something like that. But anyhow, we went into the store, and it's amazing. But the boots
It's not amazing. It was. She followed us around the entire time. I'm like, what am I going to steal? What am I going to steal from
I don't think it was that. No. John and I went in there, and we were perfectly fine. So maybe it was you. Maybe you have a... Maybe you look like a criminal.
It was a store, like, literally, if you were fixing to buy a pair of boots, they were going to pour you a glass of whiskey and offer you a cigar. Like, it was...
But anyhow, in my mind, I'm going to buy a pair of these Lucchese boots when we go out there next time. But we'll see. If the real estate market is booming...
Please,
if the interest rates go down and real estate market is booming...
The pair of boots that I looked at, the ones that I would be interested in having, they're like $1,100.
Okay. That's about... I would expect about $1,000 to $1,500 a pair. But you only get one of those. You know what I'm saying? It's not like It's not like we're going to have a closet full of those.
Sure.
But you got to have that one special pair for that one special night, once or twice a year, where you're like, I want my Lucchese's. Go grab my Lucchese's for me.
Lord.
Closet,
okay, well,
I hope we're saying it right, because they might want to sponsor us.
They might want to sponsor us.
And they will start with, we would have paid you X number of dollars had you just gotten our name right. But anyhow,
it was a really, really cool trip. Yeah. I'm so glad the Fuck It Book It was 100% on point. I'm so glad that we did it. And I can't wait until 2027 to go do that again. Yeah. And the cruise as well. Like, I enjoyed the cruise. It was so good. Even though we had some weather that kind of...
really only one day.
It impacted our one day on the beach. I mean...
That's true. Sucked. I was thinking that port being shut down, but that was because they had a holiday.
Yeah.
Yeah, the weather.
So the one port we went to, we ended up not going because it was like, you had to get off the boat at like 6 a.m. and be back by noon. Yeah. It was like, why are we doing this? Yeah. And it turns out it was a holiday there anyway, so everything was shut down mostly. And then
poor planning on their part, though, honestly.
It really was.
The cruise.
And then,
but they gave us our money back for that port and all that stuff. No, that was for the beach day.
Yeah, the beach day, we got out there for literally an hour, and then they're like, you got to go back because bad weather's coming. You guys get back on the ship. So that day got, but we got we got pictures. We got pictures on the swings in the water before any of that happened. So we got the important parts done.
Did it for the gram.
And then one day we did go do the snorkeling trip.
Yeah.
That was a really fun day.
We met the girl, yeah.
Yeah, there was a girl, our captain of the boat. It was her first time captaining the boat by herself, like as the captain. Yeah. And
she was like 20-something years old.
She was like 27 years old. Yeah. She's picked up her life, moved it down there, 3, 4, or 5 years ago, something like that. And I was like, that's so fucking cool, so fucking brave of you to do that. She moved down there with one boyfriend. When they got down there, they broke up, and then she's ended up dating somebody else. I think dating her, what do you call all the second mate?
Deckhands and all that stuff. I don't know.
Second mate. Anyway, he's a captain of a boat, I think, too, but does it maybe on hers too, or maybe he was just going. I don't know. Anyway, they were so freaking cool, and we ended up going into town to eat before we went back to the ship, and they told us this little dive bar to go to, and they met us there, and we were able to buy her, a shot and stuff, and that was a ton of fun as well. So highly recommend that particular cruise line.
And I think cruising with friends is the way to go. It really is.
If it's just you and I don't know. Like,
that was the only other cruise I've been on, was just you.
Yeah, I'm not gonna say it's not fun, but it's not. It adds a different element when you're able to go with people that you're gonna have fun with. We had the best dinner at the
steakhouse. I can't think of the name of it.
Well, the steakhouse, but the most fun dinner with David and Sarah.
We went to this Italian place, and I was back on that stuff that had me paranoid, but this time it was making me laugh at everything.
We were laughing.
And I'm talking about Annie was on the stuff that made her laugh too, and it was just, we were dying. I'm talking about dying with everything, from not being able to read the menu.
Can we not talk about the stuff that you took and how you packed it and what it looked like? We can't do all that.
Yes. Annie likes to take mushrooms. I'm just teasing.
I do occasionally.
Can I say anything to get us in trouble on here?
I don't think so.
That's what I worry about.
What are you
They
arrest
they
you?
have people in documentaries.
Right.
Yeah, they could come arrest me
Oh my
and say
God.
you had mushrooms on that cruise.
Okay, well,
What if they take my name and they put me on a do not cruise list because they know that I snuck them in?
mm, well, too
Yeah,
bad.
anyways,
Too bad.
they come in a sealed bag.
First of all, we don't know what we're doing.
Yeah, first of all, yeah, like let me back up. I've only done this probably 3 times my entire life. I had the bright idea to take them on a freaking cruise, which
So
is
you had the
dumb.
bright idea to buy them.
Yeah,
And you're like,
never
they're like,
bought them
how
before in
many,
my
how
life.
many do you need? You're like, I don't know. Just give me $250.
$200. I said $200, but I had no idea. I didn't know what it was going to buy me. I didn't know if it was like.
It was like a freaking
It's gangster. It was fun.
pack
I looked
of-
like I was a Miami Vice.
a jumbo pack of chocolate chips. Like if I were going to the store, it was like a 2-pound bag.
That's fair, but it was air sealed. So it was air sealed. And of course, I'm a rule follower. I'm nervous as hell, even with it being air sealed. I'm still nervous. So we go there. You know, I think we did it once or twice on the entire trip. Paranoia during the Price is Right threw me off. It ruined my vibe. but anyhow, so on the way back.
They're no longer sealed.
They're no longer sealed, and they still got these dogs out there. So I'm freaking paranoid. Well, I think I put it in. I think I got a Ziploc bag from something else. I wrapped it up, and then I wrapped the T-shirt, and then I wrapped another T-shirt, and then I wrapped some underwear, and then I wrapped. So it ended up looking
It
like
looked like a cocaine brick,
a
like
huge cocaine brick. So if it's going through the 3D, I mean, on hindsight,
we were just happy once we got off the ship and
oh
we
my
got
God,
off
I was so relieved.
and we saw our bags where they were like, yeah,
So
hallelujah.
relieved because I'm paranoid as shit. Because I'm thinking they could sniff it on the way out because people are trying to bring in stuff from the island, you know, wherever we stopped at and everything.
It was hilarious. I mean, the way y'all, if y'all could see
So I won't ever do that again.
Wrap this, it was hilarious. Plus, just the fact that we had enough for the whole damn cruise.
Right.
Like, we could have passed them out to everybody.
But I had no idea.
It looked like we were going to a rave and going to sell these.
I have never bought them before, so I was like, I don't know, $200. Like, is that the right? Of course, you know. So then, anyhow. Yeah, hell, I think we still got a ton of them. Like,
we still can have a rave.
Yeah, we can still have a rave. But so anyhow, if you've never done them,
don't knock it till you try
you
it.
don't knock it till you try it. I wouldn't recommend doing it all the time. But
No.
but here's the thing: is like to me, it gives you like a giggly feeling more than anything I've ever done. Drinking all that stuff, you don't have a hangover. You're not putting on a bunch of calories. You're not tired. I mean, you just feel good.
You just feel relaxed.
And
relaxed.
There's a lot of science, if you will, behind mushrooms and the benefits that they can have medicinally. And I feel like that just as we have seen marijuana and THC, progress over the last, let's just call it 10 years. I think over the next 10 years, you're probably going to see the same thing happen with mushrooms.
Yeah.
Because it's just
wish they could make them taste better because they taste like dirt.
They
like
do.
The worst dirt you've ever tasted.
Yeah. And I will just preface this. I don't think we have any young listeners, but just know what you're getting. You know what I'm saying? Like, because there are some mushrooms out there that are not good for you. Some things that could hurt you. Some things that can harm you. Some things that could make you feel ways that you don't want to feel. And
so actually, hindsight, don't do that. Don't do any of this.
Yeah, that's actually a good point.
Don't do scratch.
Once you get our age and you've kind of made it through, whatever, and you're kind of in this.
I'm 50, by the way.
Yeah, no.
In case we didn't mention that earlier.
But you're the new 30.
I am the vintage 1975. Okay, so they can't see this, but I have posted it on my page. And Courtney made this. It looks like a magazine cover.
Yeah, you need to put a picture of this.
She took a picture that I had that we had done from the Halloween photo shoot, and she put it and it says vintage 1975. And it is amazing the detail that she put into this. She did the UPC barcode at the bottom, and the barcode number is 8675304
309.
Yeah, wow. Whatever. And then it says like 1216, and then the price is like
1275, yeah.
So which is my birthday and the year and all these things, and then put up there about Gen Xers and what latchkey kids.
We thought for sure she had
bought it on Etsy. And
No,
she's like, no, I
no,
just made the entire thing. It was
made the entire thing up.
so creative and so incredibly
I think I have
thoughtful.
said this before.
And I framed it and put it here in my office.
I think I have said this before, but Courtney and Amy have got to be the two best cousins for you that anyone could ever want.
They are, and they so do not get that in return. It's really not fair.
I know the feeling. I know exactly how they feel when sometimes it may not be reciprocated what you do. You know what I mean? So I get it. But that's it's you are who you are. So anyhow, so creative, so thoughtful, so generous, so caring, so everything. Like it's just they're really cool. And they call themselves Angel 1, Angel 2, and Angel 3. They all have tattoos on their feet that say angels. And
we're born in the we're all born in the 70s. I'm 75, they're 76. And so they called us Jim's Angels, which was our grandpa. I think I've said this before on here, but so they called us Jim's Angels instead of Charlie's Angels. The show is Jim's Angels, and so that kind of just stuck. And so yes, I'm the firstborn angel, and then they're like little doorsteps behind me.
Yeah.
So
sent her flowers this week for her birthday.
Yeah, they took me.
Savannah.
Yeah, well, I feel like we're.
You want to save that for another one?
Yeah, I kind of feel like let's do a little teaser for that because I'll tell you that I had a psychic medium reading while I was there, and so I will give you all the details about that. On the next episode.
Is that it?
I think that's it for today.
Let's start planning for future episodes. Yes. We're going to just be in the future. We're going to have a machine. Yes. Are we really going to move this down to the living room? I mean, the dining room area?
I don't know. We can.
I feel like we just got this set up. I feel like we can get a drink machine here without moving it. To be honest,
I don't think the drink machine and the whole dining room thing's going to come to like gather that quickly. So I think we can still talk about it.
That's a good point. All right,
anyway,
so
okay, guys,
share, download,
so
like.
I hope you're glad.
We got to start working on our downloads again.
I know.
I mean, once you told me 5,000, I was like, shit, we real podcasters.
I know. We fixing to blow up.
Yeah,
Who knows? Yep. Okay. Anyway, all right. Love you guys.
Deuces.
Bye.